Tey Yahawadah, Let It Be. Let's go ahead and check it out, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comments. As always, he that have an ear, let him hear. Let's go. I like this album art. It give me like Chance the Rapper vibes. Look cute.
If you don't let me be, and I can't be who I wanna be. If you don't set me free, if you don't set me free, and I can't be who I wanna be. If you don't let me be, if you don't let me be, and I can't be who I wanna be. If you don't let me be, I can't be who I wanna be. If you don't let me, and I can't be who I wanna be. If you don't set me free. So maybe.
All right, Chad, predicts. What is he talking about? He said, I can't be who I want to be if you don't let me be. Like, what? Like, tell me the scenario of what the song is talking about before we actually get into the song, because I want to know what y'all think, because I got a couple different thoughts in my head on what he means by that.
If you don't set me free, if you don't set me free, and I can't be who I want to be. If you don't let me be, if you don't let me be, and I can't be who I want to be. If you don't let me be, I can't be who I want to be. If you don't let me be, and I can't be who I want to be. If you don't set me free. So maybe set me free. The arguing and fussing and fighting, igniting my soul.
King's Speech.
When's the last time you sat down and enlightened my soul? And why must I be so submissive? It's almost like we switching roles. But I broke your trust to begin with, because of that we'll never grow. But I can't be who I know I am because of who I was. You hang over my head, but I've done all this damage.
Oh my goodness, bro. Tay always talking so deep, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. This is giving me Romans 7 vibes so bad, Chad. Let me run it back, Chad, because now I'm gonna hear it from a different perspective.
I can't be who I wanna be if you don't set me free. If you don't set me free, and I can't be who I wanna be if you don't let me be. If you don't let me be, and I can't be who I wanna be if you don't let me be. I can't be who I wanna be if you don't let me be. And I can't be who I wanna be if you don't set me free. So maybe set me free. The arguing and fussing and fighting, igniting my soul. When's the last time you sat down and enlightened my soul?
That's crazy.
And why must I be so submissive? It's almost like we switching roles. But I broke your trust to begin with, because of that we'll never grow. But I can't be who I know I am because of who I was. You hang over my head.
Now that chorus sounds so much more crazy, bro, because it makes so much sense too. Oh my goodness, because he was saying so many things. He was like, when was the last time that you sit down and enlighten my soul? And then like how he was saying like you're not letting this stuff go. And then he's saying, why, if I became more submissive and you haven't, it's almost like we switching roles. This is interesting now. This is crazy. Hold on.
But I've done all this damage, I can't deter. Though I repent to God, I can't repent to earth. And I can't be who I wanna be if you don't let me free. If you don't let me free. And I can't be who I wanna be if you don't set me free. Baby girl, set me free. And I can't be who I wanna be if you don't let me breathe. If you don't let me breathe. And I can't be who I wanna. Who I wanna, girl, let me be who I wanna be. Let me breathe.
Oh dang.
The arguing and fuck.
It sounds like that, Marcus. That sounds good, but you gotta also remember that some people came into this truth with somebody that they already had previously been with in the world. So if they've been with them in the world, some people don't have the capacity to understand that a person may have changed for the better. They might not have the capacity to understand that they're a new being because they want them to be that old man. And a lot of the times I think that some of these situations and some of these relationships, right? The woman fell in love with the old man and not the new man. And she doesn't want the new man so much because she's so used to the old man, if that makes sense. Like she's put so much in the old man. It's a very, very complex topic, bro. It's a very, very complex topic because I see that so much within Israel. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the problems of marriage, or you know what I mean? The problems of having done stuff from past, you know what I'm saying, past times that can't be forgiven. And I'm gonna tell you right now, for the women that's listening to this and the men that have an unforgiving spirit and can't move past it, I promise you, if you don't, it will destroy your relationship. It will. I've seen it multiple times, numerous times. And this is the thing, it's almost up to the person that don't forgive, because if the spouse wants them to take like they want to still take on, you know what I'm saying, they wife and or husband, and they won't have that forgiving spirit, they'll start being more submissive because they don't want to separate. They don't want that. They just want to be forgiven. They just want to continue to grow. Like he's saying in the song, he's saying pretty much everything in the song. This is crazy, bro. This is a really good song. I like this. But it's just, from the perspective of what he's saying, this is like so pinpoint. But a woman or a man that cannot forgive, y'all have to let that spirit go. Like, let it go. In Sirach, it talks about, you know what I'm saying, you asking for forgiveness from the Most High but can't forgive your brother. This is also for your spouse. You know what I'm saying? You asking, you know, forgiveness from the Most High for some of the things that you've done, but you still have yet to forgive, you know what I'm saying, the person that you're with. Also, if you don't forgive them and they want you so bad, they will destroy their relationship with the Most High. They will destroy their relationship with the Most High to seek your love. It happens so much. It happens so many times. And this is where you have to understand, if you're a wise woman or a wise man, you cannot put yourself in the middle between them and God. You have to do your job and forgive that person so they can continue to grow. Because I've seen people be destroyed from this spirit where they don't want to part with their woman, but they woman won't forgive them, and they'll go back to their old ways, bro. Man, this is crazy.
And fighting is taking its toll, but God can't get with a program that's Satan enrolled.
Whoa, fast.
And how hot be the heat of the moment is out of control. We so out of control. We so out of control. The gold is tried in a fiery furnace, I suppose. But I can't be who y'all call me to, because I'm only reminded of my rotten fruits. Though I threw it away, it's back on my plate, and I can't eat of this because I'm gaining weight, in which I can't be who I wanna be if you don't let me free. If you don't let me free, baby. And I can't be who I wanna.
And okay, so to answer your question, Marcus, in a situation of this degree, right, this is the advice that I've been giving to a lot of people recently in the same situation. You don't have control. You literally, like, I'm a be honest with you, you do not have control in this situation. And for you to think that you have the control in the situation, you're sadly mistaken. You will always find yourself submitting. You will always find yourself coming and being obedient to whatever the issue is, right? If you cannot give the situation to the Most High, because I don't believe in separating like without it being the covenant being broken. I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But if I look at it like this is just what the wisdom of the Most High has put in my spirit for this understanding. it's only two ways out of this type of situation. If you do want to separate, right? I would say trust in the Most High. And if you truly want to separate, the Most High will allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Look, the Most High will allow it to happen. And it might not be the way you might want it to be, but it might be for the better. The Most High knows. You know what I'm saying? And if you honestly feel like you can't improve in fighting for him, you don't think that he's going to defend you in a situation like that? Like, some people forget to put their faith in the Most High first and want to fight these battles alone. No. If you have a spirit in you, say, hey, Father, I want to separate, you know what I'm saying, but I have no cause for separation, you can't separate. You know what I mean? But if he sees somebody want to follow him and then somebody doesn't want to follow him, he's going to separate those two. Look at Abigail and Nabal, right? Nabal did not care. He didn't care for the rule. He didn't care for the law. He didn't care for none of that. Abigail did. She still continued to be faithful, you know what I'm saying, to her belief and her in the truth, right? She continued to be faithful. And what happened to Nabal? But he ended up getting killed in the midst of it. But guess what? You can either through fornication or through or through one of them passing. You know what I'm saying? Now you free. Look, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it for nobody, bro. The Most High, he doesn't play by our rules. And if we can understand that, we gotta understand, hey, certain things that we might not like is gonna be what has to happen to us. Look at the way, just in the scriptures, that everything always happened. If they just put their trust in the Most High, it always was handled for them. But sometimes we forget. Hey, it's we think that we can do these things out of our own will, you know. But if y'all haven't got married yet, and this is y'all situation, I would choose to separate. You know what I mean? Separate should only be for a time. Exactly, Akamar. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like separation, you can separate, but when in this Bible, when it talks about separating, it's not talking about going to be with another. It's talking about separating for a time to where y'all can get yourselves together and y'all can come back together and be united. Sometimes that's also the answer as well. You might have to separate yourself, and actually they're going to have to learn. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to learn. Okay, I want to put it like this. It's crazy because it's almost kind of like we understand this in the world. Because if a man is a good man to a woman, or if a woman is a good woman to a man, right? And y'all end up separating for whatever the case may be, what always happens to the one that was in the wrong after the separation? They always want to come back. They always want to come back. And we don't look at it and say, oh, they want to come back because we separated. But that's what the case may be. They had some time by themselves. They reflected on it. You know what I'm saying? And if it's a good person and they genuinely care, they're going to always want to come back, because they're going to feel like, oh, I cannot get what I just had in another. Now, once they go and they break that covenant, you know what I'm saying, while y'all separated, that's a different scenario. This is a deep conversation, bro.
Be who y'all call me to, because I'm only reminded of my riding fruits. Though I threw it away, it's back on my plate, and I can't eat of this because I'm gaining weight, in which I can't be who I wanna be if you don't let me free. If you don't let me free, baby. And I can't be who I wanna be if you don't set me free. So girl, set me free. I can't be who I wanna be if you don't let me breathe. Girl, let's just bring peace. And I can't be who I wanna. Girl, let me be who I wanna be if you let me free. If you let me free, girl, let me free. Girl, us bring peace, girl. Let us free. Let me be, girl. Let us breathe. Let us free, girl. Let us breathe. Cause I can't be who I wanna be if you let me breathe.
Exactly,
Baby, let me
Marcus.
breathe if you wanna be. Girl, let it free. Won't you let it free? Won't you set me free if you wanna be? Set it free. Set it free. Girl, let me be if you gon' set a nigga free. If you gon' set a nigga free, then let a nigga be. Girl, let a nigga be.
I like this, bro. I'm gonna send this to some people, bro. I'm gonna send this to some people, bro. This is a heavy conversation, bro. Like, I would actually love to have this conversation with some of y'all one day on the channel and like really get into it, because I feel like this is an issue that goes on and runs rampant within the community, like so heavy. Yeah, exactly. He started a whole conversation with the song. But to go back to what you said, Marcus, like people that separate mean people think separating means cheating, and it's because of the way of the world and how the world views it. If people take a break, which is what we would consider separating, if people take a break, you know what I'm saying, from each other, that's what happens most of the time when they take this break. You know what I mean? With our people that's unrepentant, they go find another to be with, and then when they fulfill their lust and do what they done, then they want to get back together, and then they find out later that this thing happened, and and then now it's even more of an issue going back into it. But the righteous way to go about that is to separate, and this is look, chat, come, like, let me, like, talk to me for real, bro. Honestly. Work on yourself. Please stop and work on yourself, bro. Because the biggest issue with a lot of these situations is we invest so much into the other one and not allowed to work on ourselves, you know what I'm saying, in these situations, to where we get to a point where we stop working on ourselves to appease the opposite. You know what I mean? So if you get in a situation to separate, or to, you know what I'm saying, where a situation happens, do not rush into another situation. Do not go back to that person until you've worked on yourself, bro. Don't put that burden on somebody. That's not right. It's not right, bro. Work on yourselves for real, bro. This is what people like fail to understand within this walk, because we don't look at it. We look at it so carnally, and it's weird because we think, oh, we can have our cake and eat it too, and that's our problem. You know what I mean? That's our biggest problem, bro. Just work on yourself. Get yourself right with the Most High. Get yourself right. And that's kind of what he's crying out about right now. He's saying, like, let me free so I can get myself right. So I can get myself right. You get yourself right while we in the separation, and we can come back whole. We both broke to an extent. Let's go back. Let's go to the source. Let's go to the source. Come back whole for each other. And in that way, we can feed off of each other. But what happens is we trim our way to seek love. That's that Jeremiah what's that, 2:33? Then we trim our ways to seek love, and then we stop seeking the Most High. We stop seeking the Most High, bro. Like, it happens so much, man.